Easter is much more than a Christian holiday or a cultural tradition. It is a spiritual milestone in human history. But to understand its true meaning, we need to go back to the deepest roots of faith, to the plan of redemption that God began to reveal from the very beginning in Eden. The story of Easter did not begin at the cross. It started at the moment of man's fall, when God pronounced the first promise of salvation. The offspring of the woman will crush the serpent's head. Book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 15. Right there, at the very moment sin entered the world, redemption was announced. And this thread of hope was woven by God throughout generations until it became flesh in the person of Jesus. But before Jesus, there was a covenant. God chose a man named Abram, and through him formed a people, Israel, whose history would be marked by miracles, trials, and purpose. The covenant with Abraham was not just about land or descendants. It was about being a people set apart for God, carrying the promise of redemption. However, this people ended up in Egypt. Through Joseph, God saved them from famine. But over time, the Israelites were enslaved. The new generation of Egyptians saw the Hebrews' growth as a threat and subjected them to oppression, forced labor, and violence. Then God intervened. God saw, God heard, God came down. I have seen the affliction of my people. I have heard their cry, and I have come down to deliver them. Book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 7. In this setting, God raised up Moses, a deliverer. Through him, God began to execute judgments upon Egypt, revealing his power through the 10 plagues. Each plague not only affected the land, but also confronted the false Egyptian gods, demonstrating that only the God of Israel is the Lord. The 10th plague would be decisive, the death of the firstborn. But before that, God gave his people an instruction to sacrifice a spotless lamb and mark their doorposts with its blood. This mark would be the sign of a covenant and protection. That night, when the angel of death passed through, the marked houses would be spared. And so Passover was born, from the Hebrew Pesach, meaning passage or to pass over. Deliverance came. The people left Egypt. The covenant was confirmed. From that moment on, Passover became a perpetual memorial, a reminder that God delivers, that the blood protects, and that faith compels us to move forward, even when we do not fully understand.